What's going on, guys? I've been playing the City of the Wolves beta, and I've been having a ton of fun with it. I wanted to just hop on a quick video and talk about some of the characters and the systems that are going on with this. Okay, so let's get into some of these systems. So for some of the most important things going on with City of the Wolves that makes it unique compared to other fighting games out there is the rev gauge. So the rev gauge kind of works like Street Fighter 6. It's a bar that fills up as you use EX moves and SPG, which we'll get into in a little bit. Once the bar fills up, you cannot use your EX moves and you can be guard broken. So it's kind of like the opposite of Street Fighter 6's drive gauge. Instead of depleting the meter, you actually fill up the meter, and then once you're in that like burnout state, you can get guard broken, which is kind of like when you get DI'd in the corner when you're in burnout. So SPG, you have three different options for SPG where you want it to be in your health bar. You have to be at the start, in the middle, or at the end. Basically, it's a drive impact. Everybody has a unique one. You can do it in the air. It's a move that takes a hit of armor and then does an attack. Another cool system is that you can do EX moves into EX moves, and it creates this like blue after image. Really flashy, really cool. That's kind of your main combo tool, is using the EX into the EX, and then there's the mind games of not wanting to do it too much because then you're going to put yourself in burnout. Very cool. Break is when there are some heavy specials that you can cancel by pressing the grab input, which is light punch and light kick. This is going to be really cool when we get our hands on training mode and can kind of really start to figure out the game. Some people have been figuring out some really cool combos already. Me personally, without training mode, kind of just trying to do stuff on the fly. I've been able to figure it out a little bit, but I think this is going to be a really cool mechanic when we get into it. Feint. So Feint is something you can only do in SPG, and you do it by pressing heavy kick and rev button, which we'll get into in a second. But it feints out a move. So every character has a move that they can feint. It might be like a fake fireball or something. Universal overhead. So every character has a universal overhead. You press heavy punch and the rev button, and the overhead can dodge some moves. It's almost like a Tekken-like slowdown. It makes for really hype moments. Okay, so I talked about the rev button. So you have your light punch, heavy punch, light kick, heavy kick, and then rev button. That button you press and it can do a guard, which protects you from cross up, left or right. And then if you hold down the button while you press jump, you'll do a short hop. And if you hold it and you press back, you'll do a back dash. So it almost kind of works like Strive's dash button, which is really cool. And it's a nice way to get those hops in. If you guys never played SNK games, there's three different kinds of jumps. Your regular jump, then the short hop, and then you can do a dash jump for an extra big jump. So the three different jumps. And that rev button helps you get that short hop, which is super useful. Something else I just noticed about this game is there is chip damage. Even when you're not in that burnout mode, you can still die from chip. And just finally, let's talk about the netcode. Overall, I think when it's good, it's good. But man, when it's bad, yeah, it's not doing too great. Now, so I noticed some of these matches, I was getting matched up with international people. I don't know if that's just the time I was playing, but I was getting a lot of Europe, and yeah, that connection's obviously not going to be good worldwide. But, I mean, even Street Fighter's like that. So far, I mean, it's probably not as good as Street Fighter 6's. It's probably better than King of Fighters 15, or around the same if you guys played the previous SNK game. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to get into a quick character overview. There are a couple different characters that you can pick from. Alright, for this demo, you could have played as Rock, Terry, Vox, Preacha, Kane, Bijane, Hotaru, or Mai. So first up we have Rock. He's the main character of this game, and he's kind of like the spiritual successor to Terry, just like how Luke is to Ryu, how Jin is to Kazuya. You know, Rock is the son of Geese, but adopted by Terry. That's just some lore there. But he is a Shota with some other tools. So he has a run with multiple follow-ups, which is a low, an attack that can cross up or stay same side, and a command grab. He's really cool. He just feels really good. I would say he's probably one of the best characters just in the beta as we're playing it right now with no training mode, no frame data. He has, with this cross-up run, I like to kind of loop that on people. It's definitely some day one tech that I'm sure will get figured out. But it's been doing good for this weekend that we don't have any kind of training mode and we're all just running and hitting each other on online matches. Terry, he's the SNK Shoto. He's much like a Street Fighter 6 version and his KOF 15 version. Not too much different if you know what's going on there. Fireball, DP. He has the shoulder check. It's Terry. Next we have Vox, which is a new character. He is the spiritual successor to Grant from Mark of the Wolves. So he's this brawler style, much like Azrael from Blaze Blue or Bardock from DBFZ or any of this kind of characters. He has a dash punch, this projectile-like move, burn to ash, a dive kick, a command grab. He does really big damage. And again, I think he's also one of the strongest characters in this beta. He's just mashing on you. I believe he's plus a lot, but we don't have the frame data. He feels like he's just plus in your face at all times. He puts on the broken Grant mask, and I just think it gives off this like broken Red Ranger helmet vibes. I'm all about that. I love that aesthetic. Next we have Preacha, who is Joe Higashi's student. She has a Rekka, a Fireball, the Wind, kind of like from Joe's previous moveset. She has this spin that has multiple follow-ups. She has a DP as well. So back in the day, there was some leaked concept art for a Garo 2 that was supposed to come out years ago, like around, I guess, when Garo 1 was out. And there was concept art for a Joe Higashi student, and we believe that's what Preacha ended up turning out. I really prefer the concept art, I'm not going to lie, but this design is starting to grow on me. The more you play, she has some like funny win quotes, and she seems like she has a good personality, and people are really having fun with her on Twitter. She's definitely, I know I keep saying this, the top 3 characters that I think for the beta, Rock, Vox, and Preacha, they feel pretty easy to pick up and just kind of start pressing buttons with. Next is Kane. He's kind of like the JP function. He has a Fireball that can go straight, or the Heavy Punch one goes up diagonally. He has Mines, and then he has this Dash Punch, so you kind of want to use a mix between throwing out the fireballs and then using the Dash Punch as a combo tool. He also has a Flash Kick. The Flash Kick is the break move for him, so you do heavy Flash Kick and then press Punch, and it doesn't do the full Flash Kick. It's really fun to do. It's been my favorite break so far. If I had training with this character, I could kind of figure out some cool sauce. Right now, I've just been, running around pressing buttons with him, but he's super fun. Next is B. Janae. I don't really know how to describe this archetype. She kind of also just brawls on you like Vox, but she does it a lot more flashy. She has a lot of damage. She has this spin move. She's flying around the screen. She has air combos. She has a fireball, this stomp move. Like, she's just really flashy and just beating you up and looking fabulous while she does it. Without chain mode, I couldn't really figure out her combos, but there's plenty of footage out there of people coming up with some sauce. Hotaru. Hotaru's kind of like the Chun-Li function. I'm comparing a lot of these characters to Street Fighter because that's where I'm coming from, and I think there's definitely some comparison between these two games, right? She has that space control with a fireball. She can run up behind the fireball. She has a DP. It's not really a Rekka, but I'm going to call it a Rekka just for the sake of this video. A command grab and a dive kick, so a bunch of tools. But playing her made me really kind of start to understand this game's systems. I was playing against somebody, they were doing the EX Rekka, which would normally be negative, but then they were canceling the EX Rekka into the EX Fireball, and I was like, whoa. So I started playing her doing that, canceling the EX into EX, not just for combo extensions, but for like making yourself safe on block. I thought that was super cool. Definitely playing her kind of opened my eyes to how this game's going to develop. And again, I imagine that the EX Fireball is safe, but there's no frame data, so I'm not really sure. And then finally, it's Mai. She's like the Street Fighter 6 version, but she doesn't have the fan follow-ups. She doesn't have the stock mechanic with the level 1. It's Mai. She has her dive kick. She throws her fans. She has it's Mai. There's not much I can really say about her right now. Not my favorite character of the beta, because I feel like what was so fun about her in Street Fighter 6 is kind of missing from this game. But maybe she has more, and again, I'm just not able to lab it out right now. And then overall, just some closing thoughts about this game. I mean, everybody's complaining about disconnects, and it's a beta. I mean, I know the game is about 2 months out, so it's a little concerning. I'm really hoping that they're going to fix it. They've been saying that they're going to work and take everybody's feedback and put that into place. So we'll see. It's jazzy. I really like the art style of the game. I think it took them a while to figure out. I mean, KOF 13 was this beautiful sprite game. 14 was their first time doing the 3D models in the modern era, and it was not looking great. Then Samurai Showdown, they put a filter on it. It was starting to get somewhere. KOF 15 was a little bit of a regression back, but this game, with the comic book kind of pop filters they have going on, I think it looks great. Again, I'm loving the music so far. Very jazzy. Even just this like title screen, it's nothing too crazy, but just seeing the characters, and it's in like comic book paneling. Then there's this little jukebox there just for some flavor and personality. You could tell they're trying. UI might not be their strongest suit with whoever's currently working at SNK, but they're trying, man. They're doing their best. I think everybody could kind of lighten up a little bit on the. It's a beta. If you guys remember Strive beta, you know it wasn't pretty. So, the gameplay has been super fun. The music's great. The characters are all super cool. Some of these system mechanics are going to be really deep. We're going to be getting some very high level matches when this actually drops and people have some time to figure out all these systems. So let me know what you guys think of the beta. Who have you been playing? Who are you looking to be playing when the game fully releases with the full roster? Let me know in the comments. Thanks. Have a good one.